I came from industry, so a big part of industry is trying to relate this back to the students. And one of the things I tried to do early in the stage was try to get them to be more creative and innovate and so forth. And so I always say educate, innovate, and create. It's so important out there. And I got heavily involved with the industry and business and locally, so I got involved with hometown competitiveness. Is anybody familiar with HTC around the state? It's a big movement going on amongst towns. And in this case, I got involved for youth entrepreneurship. And if you haven't heard of HTC, you need to look it up because a lot of towns are now working on it. And there's 4 pillars. One of them is youth, growing the youth around the area and your community. So what I did in that case was get involved with a youth incubator. We're trying to start up now. In fact, we're looking at a building. And by the way, 13 of my students this year are working on patentable ideas. A couple of years, 2 summers ago, actually, Vicki was holding a class in Jasper at VUJC. And I can tell you a little story about a young lady there, Catherine Luff. Really had a lot of excitement in her, a lot of creativity. She went to the class, she started opening a photography business, reproducing old photos. She got married this past year. She's now out in Colorado. I spoke to her 2 weeks ago. She's still being an entrepreneur. So Vicki got her excited. But we use her book, Vicki's book, in our class, especially my EDD class with engineering, design, development. And it works so well. It gets them excited how they can start looking at financing, how they can start working on marketing, and we utilize the whole book for that. A young lady right now, Farron Hills, one of my students, she's a junior this year, but as a freshman she started working engineering, introduction to engineering design, so she started CADing the product. Last year she started developing it in our sim class, and she started producing it. This year they're finishing up and actually making a tool. They may have finished it yesterday while I wasn't there. If not, they'll finish it Monday. And we're going to injection mold her part. It's a fragrant plastic. I don't know if any of you heard about fragrant plastics, but she's making products out of honeysuckle, green apple, and red raspberry for pets. She's hanging them on animals, so you should see it in the market next year. And that's just one of the exciting ways of utilizing it. So I appreciate what Vicki does and how it brings it back to the students to look at it, because most of them have no idea. I've always said this for businesses, why they fail. They usually have a good idea. They've worked in the industry somewhere, so they have some kind of experience manufacturing. They have poor financial skills, and they have poor marketing skills. And if you don't include those in your skills, you're up for failure. So we thank you for trying to utilize that more for our students. And I see that's what's been working for my kids, to be more creative. Not only do you have the idea and start developing it as engineering students, but now you can take it out and develop it into a market.